Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're getting our first look at the new standard now that Innistrad Midnight Hunt is here and a ton of sets have rotated out. So we've got a ton of brand new decks with brand new cards to try. I built 4 decks for you guys. We're going to play with all of them, see how it goes. I think some of these decks are really strong and some of them are going to be really fun, so I think it'll be good. Okay. Our first deck is going to be a blue-red Delver deck. Let's pull it up a little higher. Okay. Our first deck is going to be a blue-red spells deck, mainly featuring Delver of Secrets and Smoldering Egg. So let me just pull out the core over here. So we've got 3 main creature payoffs for having spells. So we've got Delver of Secrets, which is one of, historically one of the greatest 1-drops in Magic. A really fun card. I had to get a chance to play with this card. So it's a 1/1, but at the beginning of your upkeep, you reveal the top card of your library, and if it's an instant or sorcery, you get to flip it into a 3/2 flyer. So if you can flip it early, it's just a ton of pressure. We're playing tons of instants and sorceries, so they should flip pretty often. And then there's this new card, Smoldering Egg, which has been an absolute behemoth to play with. It's so much fun. So it's an 0/4 egg for only 2 mana. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, however much mana it costs, you put that many counters on it. And when it gets 7 counters, you flip it into a 4/4 flyer that whenever you cast an instant or sorcery deals 2 to any target, which is just a beating against a lot of decks. This thing can end the game really quickly. And it's actually a really good combo with Memory Deluge, which flashes back for exactly 7. So you can play Smoldering Egg, flash back a Deluge, and flip it instantly the next turn. It can be really fun. And then the third payoff we're playing is Poppet Stitcher. So this card is a 2/3 for 3, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you make one of these 2/2 zombie decayed tokens. But once you have 3 of those, you can flip it and make it into Poppet Factory, which makes all of your tokens 3/3s instead of 2/2s, and then also they lose all of the drawbacks of Decayed, so they can block, and they don't die if you attack with them. And then if you ever lose your tokens, you can flip it back over to the Stitcher. So that's our main creature package. Our spells package is 4 of this the new cantrip, Consider. So this allows you to draw a card for 1 blue mana, but you can also look at the top card of your library and put it into your graveyard, which is nice with flashback spells. We're playing 4 Frostbite, because this is just really good early removal. So we're playing the whole Snowland package. We can't play too many Volatile Fjords, because we really want to be able to hit Delver turn 1. But we have enough Snowlands with this to play Frostbite. And then we're also playing... Here, I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to put these in a little stack real quick. We're also playing 3 Jawari Disruption, which is a really good counterspell. Kind of protects our threats early, and also acts as a land, and 1 Salundi Vision as our kind of creature land or our spell lands. And then moving up, we have our main 2-drop spell, which is this new card, Arcane Infusion. So it's blue-red to look at the top 4, and you can get an instant or sorcery and put it in your hand, and then also as flashback. So this card is great because it racks up our spells. It allows us to spend a lot of mana on spells later if we need to for Smoldering Egg, and it finds our counter spells. So that's the big way that we win the game, is we get one of these threats down early, one of these 1, 2, or 3 cost threats, and then we just counter everything that they can do, and these are instants and sorceries, so they kind of help us make our threats even better. So the counterspell package we're playing is 4 Saw It Coming, and 3 of this new spell, Flip the Switch. So this is a 3-mana counterspell unless they pay 4, which is quite a bit, and then when you cast it, you also get a 2/2 zombie creature token with Decayed. So it helps us out with our Poppet Stitcher, can start flipping it a lot earlier. And usually it's just going to be a counterspell. Sometimes they can pay the 4. It's pretty rough, but I've been actually enjoying the card quite a bit. And then Memory Deluge is another just insane card that's new. So it's 4 mana to look at the top X, where X is the amount that you paid to cast it. and put 2 of them in your hand. So at 4 mana, it's 4. Look at the top 4 and put 2 in your hand. But then when you flash it back for 7, it's look at the top 7 and put 2 in your hand, which is just a nutty amount of cards to see. It's basically what was that? Dig Through Time. Really, really good card. So yeah, that's the deck. I'm gonna put it back in order here so you can see. So our curve is really low, so we're not actually playing that many lands. We're playing 17 plus 4, 21 lands plus the 4 spell lands, which we really want to be able to play the Jawari Disruptions and Selene Visions as spells a lot of the time. So yeah, let's hop into it. I've really been enjoying this new standard format so far. It's just got a lot of variety, a lot of different types of decks that you can play. Really been entertaining. Okay, so this is definitely a good enough hand to keep. A little annoying we can't play the Delver on turn 1, but we don't have anything we need to do on turn 2 anyway, so definitely going to keep this. And at very least, we can Delver and keep Frostbite up. Frostbite's really critical for this deck to, stave off some early aggression. Oh! And there we go. So it's really important to get Delver down turn 1 because, well, we do a lot of instants and sorcery in this deck. It's not guaranteed to flip, so you want to get the most looks at it you can. Oh, so it looks like we're going up against the Werewolf deck. I've seen this deck a little bit. Oh yeah, so we hit. Now we get a 3-2. I'm going to play this so we can Jawari Disruption because they have that 3 mana 3/3 that draws whenever he hits. Ooh, little Pack Leader. I think we're fine with that. Fearless Pup. I think I'm going to No, I think we're going to let this happen, because we can just Frostbite this turn on this guy. Although, we might have wanted to hold Frostbite for Pack Leader. Not sure. But, I think we go no attacks here with the plan to block the 3/3 with our Aberration. A lot of times we want to be aggressive with this deck, but they have such an aggressive start. Oh yeah, so they're not even triggering Pack Tactics and drawing a card. I think kind of a mistake by them. If all he's doing this turn is pumping the Fearless Pup, I'm totally fine with that. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so we take 2. That's fine. Yeah, this is why they have so many good 3-drops with this deck. Yeah, this one's kind of a nightmare to deal with if you haven't seen it before. Okay, I think at this point we have to play Disruption as a... Actually, I think we just pass. Kind of fine with everything they have in play. They wanted to spend their mana to do that. Yeah, so Tovolar is the other 3 mana spell that we're really worried about a lot of the times in this deck. But they just get to counter that. So that's the beauty of this deck. We just get to counter all their threats. And eventually our threats are going to take over the game. So now we have Memory Deluge up. If they don't cast anything important, we can just Deluge. If they cast something important, we can Saw Coming. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep countering their threats. I mean, I'm fine taking 2. If they're using mana to do that, I'm not. Yeah. And we want to use Flip the Switch there so that, because it's more conditional than Saw Coming is. Yeah. I don't know why he didn't attack. This thing can't block. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep countering. Because now we not only get to counter, but we get to Arcane and find more counter spells. I think I'm going to take Consider here. We could have taken Arcane Infusion, but we're going to be casting Deluge soon. So we don't have as much mana, and I guess we also want to hit creatures. So Arcane Infusion not being able to find our creature threats means that we have to use it to find cards that will, like Consider. And I'm not going to block. If he wants to spend mana activating, so be it. I'll take 4. I mean, not that I could block anyway. Okay, so we have to let this happen. So I think we Memory Deluge first. Yeah, okay, so let's get one of these. And I think I saw it coming. And then I think let's Consider. I think we don't want another saw it coming, so I'm going to put it in the graveyard. Just get another one. Smoldering Egg is a surprisingly good blocker. Although he is going to be able to do some pack tactic stuff. He's going to be able to pump the pack leader. But I think we're okay with that. If he tries to play anything, we saw it coming, and then our Smoldering Egg's going to be flipping pretty soon. And if he doesn't do anything, we just flash back our Arcane Infusion. And then almost anything we hit off Infusion is going to flip our Smoldering Egg. Yeah, so he gets to draw a card. Block like this. We go down pretty low here. It's going to be a close game for sure. I don't know what I want here. I kind of want Salundi Vision. Because it flips our thing cheaper. And also it can help us find Frostbite. That's what we really need right now. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so I'm going to look for Frostbite. We don't hit it, but we do hit Consider, which is just pretty good here. Because now our Ashmoth is huge, so we can do some stuff. Because if he commits to making this a 5/3, we can kill at least some of his stuff, or we can kill it in response. I mean, we do need to hit something with some of these Considers. Otherwise, we're in trouble, but worst comes to worst, we can block, and then we only take 1 off that. Yeah, so he's going to do that. Okay, I think we Consider now. Okay, so here's the thing. We could do two triggers onto here, and then block the wolf, and but we take 2 and die. So we can't do that. So I'm gonna do kill that, put it in our graveyard if you don't want an island. Consider again. Kill that. Oh, that's exactly what we want. We're looking for the Frostbite. So now we just Frostbite, kill the pack leader, kill the wolf. Boom. And that's the power of Ashmouth Dragon. I mean, that's just beautiful. And then I think we just swing for 4 and see what he does. We can Deluge to kill the Fearless Pup if we need to, or if he tries to play something, we can saw it coming. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, let's take Frostbite, and I think Arcane Infusion. So he foretold something. I'm just going to kill this now while I know I can. And deal 2 to him. And now we have the Saw Cummings up, so this game is pretty much over. And I might as well attack with the Decay Drink. I want to just leave as much mana up as I can for the Saw Comings. Yeah, so I'm just going to counter that. 2 to him. And GG. Gotta win. Let's go. Oh, and we're ranking up. I'm still trying to climb to Mythic on this account. I think it'll be really fun to do in the new standard. Okay. We'll go again. Yeah, so this is a great hand. We got turn 1 Delver into turn 2 Smoldering Egg. Got Jawari Disruption to keep us going. Ooh, I haven't seen a lot of black red yet. I wonder what he's playing. Battlefield, each opponent gets a 1/1 human creature token. Whenever. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so we do want to reveal the Deluge to the Sextile Aberration. Swing here. And then I think we do play Smoldering Egg. I'm a little scared of what he's going to play next turn. Part of me wants to leave the Fire Disruption up, but I think we can wait one more turn on that and start getting Smoldering Egg going. Because we can just take 3 from this. Or I guess 4. Yeah, okay, I'm fine with this. Yeah, now I get to leave up Sot coming. And I'm not blocking, so I'm just going to say... This thing is kind of annoying. Eventually we're going to have to find something for that, but... I think we'll get to Saw coming this turn, plus Memory Deluge next turn, which means we get to flip Smoldering Egg pretty soon. Yeah. I could Jawari Disruption there, but I want to try to get to the 7 for Smoldering Egg. If I can. I might have to jump this at some point with the Insectile Aberration. Yeah, see, because now we can Jawari Disruption plus Arcane Infusion. And flip the egg. Or we can Memory Deluge, flip, and then Jawari Disruption plus Infusion to kill this or something. We're going pretty low here, but you kind of have to with this deck. And, he's pretty low too. Menace. When it enters the battlefield, people don't come each other vampire you control. Okay. Fine with that. I'm probably going to end up chump blocking with my Insectile Aberration soon. So I'm just going to Deluge, hope to hit probably Frostbite, because then I can Frostbite plus trigger. Yeah, so I'm going to have to counter that. Then Arcane Infusion. Hopefully we hit a Frostbite. We do. Let's go. And then we can Frostbite this. Kill. And oh, I guess we could have 1 there, because we could have just swung at him, dealt 2 to him. Huh, that's a good play pattern to remember for next time. Could have just missed it. But yeah, you get lethal out of nowhere with this deck. I forget myself sometimes, because I always forget that Ashmoth can. Yeah, okay, so that fine. I always forget that Ashmoth can attack the. Ashmoth can attack the turn that. Yeah, so he loses now. is this student. But yeah, I was just going to attack the turn it flips because it's not a new creature, so it doesn't have summoning sickness. But yeah, another win here. This deck is pretty powerful. I've been pretty happy with it. There's a lot of different ways you can build it. Not all the builds play Delver. Not all the builds play the Puppet Master. But the core of like this egg plus the 4-mana spell that looks at 4 and draws 2, that you can't really change. Yeah, Memory Deluge. A little slower, but I'll keep this. Hope I can show you guys the power of Puppet Stitcher this game. Foretell the saw coming. He played an equipment. Fireblade Charger. Oh, this is actually kind of an annoying combo, because if I kill it, the charger just goes back to his hand. It has haste anyway, so I think I'm just going to do the... I think I'm just going to play Puppet Stitcher and try to get to some decay tokens pretty quickly. And I might just have to take 3 for a little bit here. Hopefully I hit a land, because then I can play Smoldering Egg, leave Saw coming up, and if it doesn't play anything, I can still Frostbite or something else. Late Armor. That might be a problem. Okay, so we have to leave up Frostbite this turn, because if he activates Plate Armor, I think we have to kill it in response. So, with that being said, I think we want a Smoldering Egg, because he's going to kill my Puppet Stitcher off of the Fireblade Charger, so... we need another threat in play. But at least we'll get 1 Decayed Zombie, because we have the second Puppet Stitcher, so we can hopefully get that going. Obviously, if he plays like a big spell here instead of doing that, yeah. But we have Frostbite for that one too. Yeah, so let's just Frostbite it here. He might go face. 5 is a lot of damage. No, he's not going face. And then whatever he kills to equip with the sword next turn, I think we just try to kill with Frostbite. Question is, do we leave up Saw It Coming, or do we play Delver? And I think the answer is we play Delver, because it can trade with the Fireblade Charger. And hopefully he goes to equip Bruenor, because I really would rather kill Bruenor with the Frostbite. Yeah. Okay, we get to kill Bruenor. He used his free equip, so that was there, but ooh, Runeforge Champion, interesting. Yeah. Do we take 4? Do we chump? I think we just take 4. If we flip Delver, it's better. Yeah, I think we flip Delver here. And then I don't really want to pass, because if I just pass, he could just not cast anything. Which he might, because he might do that because he sees Jawari Disruption. Although he might not realize I have Saw It Coming. So... man, this Fireblade Charger is going to be a problem. Actually, I think I'm just going to cast the Puppet Stitcher. Pass the turn. Take 4 if he swings with with that and trade with the Runeforge app champion if he swings that. Although I guess I could also jump. I could double block. Another possibility. Man, I haven't seen this equipment deck. This is a cool deck. Not a lot of cards you don't see. Oh, this is going to be a beating because this can just equip for free. So essentially, I'm going to have to just find enough jump blockers for this. So I'm just going to jump now. Yeah, this game is not going super well. And the counterspell there pretty much seals it, because now we can't even cast anything unless he casts something. Oh, I probably should have played Jawari Disruption as a land at that point. Well, yeah. And I think we have to take 9 here, because our only chances with Pop is Switcher. Oh yeah, and he just doesn't cast anything. Okay, well. Got to show you the power of the first couple games. Didn't quite come together that game. But yeah, so that's the Blue-Red Delver deck. I'm going to switch gears over to the next deck that I'm wanted to showcase. Okay, so the next deck that I'm going to showcase here is the Control Midrange deck. So for this deck, this is a Gruul midrange deck that's kind of trying to leverage some of what was powerful in the last standard with, you know, Lotus Cobra, Jasper Sentinel, Magda, and Asika's Chariot, but in a new shell. So instead of being in kind of that like Naya Winota type deck, we're now playing with some more kind of big mana stuff to ramp into. So the big new heavy hitters are Renin 7, which is just a nuts planeswalker. It's 5 mana, 5/5. It draws you a bunch of land with its +1. It puts any number of them onto the battlefield with its 0, which is really cool with Lotus Cobra because they all generate mana. And then its -3 is create a token that's power and toughness equal to your land. So all of these modes are super powerful. Especially early, right? If you ramp into this on turn like 3 or 4, which is possible in this deck, you can do some pretty good things. Tovalar's Huntmaster. So not Tovalar himself, but Tovalar's Huntmaster, which is a 6/6 that when it enters makes 2/2/2s. So just 10/10 worth of stats for 6, which is crazy. But also has this new mechanic Daybound, Nightbound. So essentially, it makes it so that when it comes into play, it's day, and then it switches back and forth between day and night, if you either cast no spells or if you cast 2 spells on your turn. And when it flips, when it's night, it becomes a 7/7, and then it also makes the 2 tokens when it attacks as a 7/7, which is crazy. And it has this other fight ability, which comes up sometimes. And another one of the new cards that has that same Daybound Nightbound ability is this Arlen, which is a 4 mana planeswalker we're playing. Another good 4 mana target to ramp into, like Asika's Chariot. Similar to the Chariot, when it enters, you can immediately -3 make 2/2/2 tokens. Really good at protecting itself, and then also gives all your creature spells flash when you +1 it, which is really good for Daybound Nightbound because it means that on your turn you can give all of your creatures flash and then not cast anything, and it flips from day to night, and then you can still cast your creatures on their turn and get it to flip to night. And when it's night, this thing can add 2 red mana to your mana pool for its +2, or it can just become a 5/5 trample indestructible haste, which is also a beating. And then with the day-night thing, we're leveraging Moonrager's Slash. So this is a 3 mana, deal 3 to any, or it's Lightning Bolt if it's nighttime. So it's a lot of people call this Lightning Bolt. And then another new card we're using is Briarbridge Tracker, just a really solid 3-drop, 3 mana. Essentially, it's a 4/3 vigilance. because it makes the token for you, and then you can sacrifice the clue at some point just to draw an extra card. We got a couple of Shadow Skull Smashing in here, just because this card is just a solid inclusion in most red decks. We really need to hit our mana, so we can't really play too many tap lands, but Evolving Wilds is really good with Lotus Cobra, so I'm playing 3 Evolving Wilds, 4 Crown Pathways, and a couple Den of the Bugbears, just because these, it's good to have some man lands. Yeah, so that's kind of the core. We have these, 12 creatures that ramp us. We have some solid utility at 3. We have 8 really good 4-drops to hit, and then also, of course, Goldspan Dragon, just one of the best cards in Standard. You can do some really good things with this. You play this, you can tap Jasper Sentinel and Magda Brazen Outlaw to play this, and then attack with it, and then you have 2 treasure tokens that both tap for 2. So then you have 4 mana. So I've actually, with the best possible draw I had with this deck once, I had Jasper Sentinel on 1, Magda on turn 2, tap, make a treasure to play a Lotus Cobra, and then on turn 3, I played Evolving Wilds plus Jasper Sentinel plus Magda to play the Goldspan Dragon, attack with Goldspan Dragon, and then play Chariot on turn 3, and then on turn 4 I just killed them. Obviously, kind of a dream draw, but it does happen. I have had that happen. Anyway, let's hop in here. Control Midrange. Innistrad Midnight Hunt Standard has just been so much fun. So, yeah, let's take this deck for a spin. Ooh, triple Lotus Cobra with nothing to ramp into. I don't think this hand is good enough. Oh, okay, this is a great hand. So I think we put back a land here. So yes, we got Jasper Sentinel on turn 1. Lotus Cobra on turn 2. And then on turn 3 we can play one of our 5-drops. Assuming they don't do anything. I mean, I'm guessing they're going to do something with 2 mana tapped and blue-red, but Yeah, we're going to kill our Lotus Cobra. A little unfortunate. Hopefully we draw another creature we can play. Or another land even would be alright. But I wonder what he's playing. Blue-red with Dragon's Fire. Maybe it's similar deck to... Okay. Well, he's got a lot of answers. Yeah, Prismari Command can be pretty good. Okay, not going to use our Moonraker Slash here. I'd rather use this control. Although, hopefully we hit something here now, because we kind of need to play something. Telling a card, probably a counter spell, so I'm going to play Goldspan Dragon, because the one I want to resolve the most is Ren and 7. Oh. Divide by 0. Oh, I'm totally fine with that. So if he taps out here, we play Ren and 7. If he doesn't, we just play Goldspan Dragon again. But I'm pretty sure this is a Sod coming. So... Oh, he's playing white, too. Interesting. What are we playing? Yeah, so we're just going to play Goldspan Dragon again. If he... Oh, he doesn't counter it. Interesting. So this could be Doomscar, then, if he's playing white. Oh, okay. Guess we have to update MTGA after this game. Probably something broken with one of the new cards. Classic. Oh, it was Crush the Weak. I've seen this card doing some good stuff in Standard. I mean, it's really good against this deck, obviously, with a lot of X2s, but not good right now. Okay, so we get to make another treasure. Heal 3, gain 3. That's fine. Now we just play Ren and 7 and just go to town. So, or we play Arlen plus we can't really play anything else. So I think we just play Ren and 7. Minus to make a 6/6 and pass the turn. And now, even if he kills the Ren and 7, we have the 6/6 forever. And it's only going to get bigger. Expressive Iteration is a really good card in Blue-Red. I think it's worth consideration in the Blue-Red Delver shell that I was playing with earlier. But I just like the instant speed a little bit better because you play so many counter spells, it's hard to just take time off to do this. Okay, let's see if he has an answer to Ren and 7. If he doesn't, he's probably going to be in trouble. Okay, a second Expressive Iteration. He already played his land for turn, so he can't exile a land. Well, we can, but he won't be able to play it. He's digging for an answer. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this show, like, Divide by Zero is just too slow. Like, he's just doing a lot of dirtling and not a lot of actually answering any of my threats. Yeah, okay. Gets to kill with the Shamari Command, a little unfortunate, but... We've got Arlen coming in next turn. Ooh, we've Goldspan Dragon into Arlen if we want. I kind of like that. So, we play Goldspan Dragon. Arlen off of one of the treasures. And I think we just 2/2. Going for 11. Yeah, the only thing is, Arlen's not super good at generating value if you're out of things to do. It's better kind of as a mid-play, but playing Goldspan Dragon plus Arlen is pretty nice. And we kind of only get punished right now if he has exactly Doomscar, which he doesn't even have double white to cast. So, I think it's a pretty good play. I do kind of want to draw some more action, though. Ooh, Auron's Epiphany. This card is... this is the most annoying to play against. Yeah, we could eventually try to flip this and start attacking as a 5/5, but... Well, I guess actually this is dying now to the... Okay... Dragon, I see. Yeah, so this is now dying to the birds. So Moonrager Slash can go face, which is definitely relevant here.
The hunt is over.
Okay, so he's almost out of cards. So I'm definitely swinging with the 7/7. And then I think I'm swinging both of these so that he has to... If he doesn't block the 7/7, he gets greedy, then I can do some damage. Or I can kill him with one of the slash. But he's chumping, which is concerning to me. Because that think he must have his own slash or something to deal 3. Yeah, and oh, his creature can indestructible. That is brutal. Yeah, that being his last card in hand is well, gotta hope to draw something. I mean, we can block with Jasper Sentinel and then slash the Goldspan Dragon, and then, you know, he is a 2/1/1 flyers, and I have a 2/2, and we're both top decking, so we'll see how it goes. I don't really care about giving him a treasure at this point. He has so much mana. If he drew a counterspell off the top or something like that, I'm probably not going to win this game. But yeah, he could just be, you know, holding up. I guess he doesn't have any of the man lands, he just has the campus. But I don't know, I guess being able to scry one's not nothing. I don't know why he sacked his treasure. That's kind of, I don't know, kind of odd to me. Oh. It flips tonight because he didn't cast anything. Cool. Okay. Not really sure what he's waiting for here, but he's taking his time. Oh, Magma Opus. Deals 2 to me, taps 2 of my lands, makes a 4/4 and draws a card. Yeah, that's a pretty good spell to get off the top. Draws 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's Shatter Skull Smashing for 5. Kill 2 of his things. A little annoying capital there. I just treasure that turn, but I think everything in our deck is 6 or less, so if we draw anything, oh, he hit. Yeah, well, hitting Magma Opus off the top is pretty good for him. Not gonna lie. Yep, and we are probably dead at this point. We don't draw anything really good, I think. Yep. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's another good hand. So, this deck is way better on the play than on the draw. I didn't see which one we are this game, but we just go Jasper Sentinel into Lotus Cobra, into hopefully if we hit a land. If we don't hit a land, this hand doesn't really work. But wait till first. Okay. But if we draw any land, even a tap land, yeah, there we go. So Lotus Cobra, and I guess maybe we'll get a one. And then we can actually play Goldspan Dragon next turn if we want. I think I'm just going to do that. Oh, now we can't. Yeah, unfortunately. I think we just play this tap. Okay, 2/4 flyer. It's kind of annoying, so I'm just gonna play. Because I could play Arlen, but then I have to chump with my Sentinel, which I don't really want to do. So I'm just gonna play Chariot. Pass. And then next turn I can play Arlen, use the 2 tokens to crew the Chariot, swing for 8, and then at that point I can just chump with the Sentinel. Ooh, Meat Hook Massacre. This card is really cool. This is in the white-black deck that we'll be showing off later. Yeah, so I think we still do this because we get to make a bunch of extra 2/2s. He gets to kill this next turn, but I think it's better to do it this way. I kind of think I just have to be okay with this dying. Because I want to start putting pressure on him with the Chariot, making copies of these tokens. So next turn I can Goldspan Dragon swing for 12.
Civilization
Make another
encroaches
2/2,
further.
something like that. Or sorry, swing for 10. Pretty good. If this is Doomscar that he just foretold, kind of in a bad spot. But, you know. We, can't play around it forever. Oh, you're just gonna staple absence it? Yeah, okay. Maybe we could have played Jasper Sentinel there off one of the treasures, but I don't think that's gonna be relevant. Okay, to gain a lot. A little annoying that these are out of reach of the slash. I really would like to find a target for it. Oh, okay. Gain a bunch of life. And I'm gonna not draw anything relevant. I think now I kind of want to just play the Sentinel and pass. I don't really want to trade my Goldspan Dragon for one of his Righteous Valkyries. And now it's holding back at least. Oh wow, Marius Skull. That is insane. Oh my god. I'm not even mad at this point. This is just aggressive. I'm just gonna dig 8. Yeah, well, you got me. Okay, game 3. Hopefully we can get a win with this deck. It is pretty powerful. There are some really explosive draws. But honestly, if this deck isn't the best deck in Standard or even like top tier, I'd be kind of happy with that because I really want just like a new, fresh format. You know, this shell being powerful is a little annoying. I think going first I keep this hand because that means Magda might be able to get in. Just gonna play the Smashing Impact. I think we're gonna do some more lands. It's gonna be a while till we can actually use this or anything. So hopefully this doesn't die, and we can attack and play Arlen next turn. Oh, painful stroke. Wow. I was not expecting that. I was thinking what 2-mana counterspell could he have that would actually matter here, and I think Disdainful Stroke's the only one because, I mean, obviously you gotta like negate, but I've been seeing more of the one that only hits instants and sorceries than negate recently. Okay. Oh. We're just gonna cast Goldspan Dragon next turn and cast Soul Master next turn, and hopefully that's good enough. I've been really impressed with this card. This card's just really fun. It's really good with Chariot too. And I think I am going to play Magda. At least we have something to play then if we kill the dragon. And we can cast this next turn anyway, so. Oh, he's whiffing on land. That's brutal. Because I think he cast it first for this land, yeah. Hey, we got a win. Okay, let's move on to the next deck. Okay. Okay. So this is the third deck I wanted to show off. Okay. So this deck is Orzhov Control, and it kind of has this sort of like sacrifice plus lesson learn theme. The big new cards in this deck are, here, I'm going to put them over in this pile. Over here. We got this new sweeper called the Meat Hook Massacre, which gives everything -X/-X for black X. So it's a pretty flexible sweeper. You can get little things early, or later you can get bigger things. But it also is an enchantment that drains them. So like when a creature they control dies, they lose a life, or when a creature you control dies, you gain a life, which is pretty nice because a lot of your creatures you don't really mind dying. You got like Shambling Gas and Eye Twitches that kind of give you value when they die. So this has been a pretty impressive sweeper. You also got, and then also it stays in play, so this keeps happening after the sweep effect. So later on when your creatures die, you're still getting value. And then we've got this new card, Fateful Absence, which is just a really, really cool card. It's 2 mana, destroy target creature or planeswalker, which is super relevant. And its controller investigates, so they get this clue token where they can pay 2 and draw a card. Normally people have a lot of stuff to be doing with their mana, and paying 2 mana to draw a card is just not going to be high on their priority list. So a lot of times this plays out as like a 2 mana kill something for at least like 4 or 5 turns until they sack a clue eventually. And then also we've got Rite of Oblivion, which is a new card, which it's essentially allows you to sack a creature of your own to kill one of theirs, and it has flashback, which is really good with our deck because we have this kind of package here of 10 1 and 2 mana cards that get us a value from enter the battlefield or leaves the battlefield triggers, and we don't mind dying. So we got Professor of Symbology, which lets us learn, Shambling Gas, which makes a treasure, and Eye Twitchers also lets us learn. And what's really cool about Rite of Oblivion is that it says sacrifice a non-land permanent. So that includes treasures, which we can make off of Shambling Gas, Deadly Dispute, and Skullport Merchant. So that takes us to our, our sacrifice kind of part of the deck, which is Deadly Dispute and Skullport Merchant. This lets us draw cards and makes extra treasures. The treasures are useful for ramping into Meat Hook Massacre, or Blood on the Snow is the other big sweeper we're playing, which destroys all creatures and then lets us put something back for the snow we cast. And normally a 6-mana sweeper is a little tough, but we make so many treasures early on that we actually can play it pretty early frequently. And then we just got Kaya as another way to generate tons of value. You can put tokens on things before they die to get them back, make 1/1 flyers. You can also just exile any non-land permanent. Really clutch for against certain, enchantments and whatnot. Yes, we've got our planeswalkers here, our removal package. So this is our sacrifice package, our removal package, planeswalker, sweepers, and then these are just the value. And then in our sideboard, we're playing lessons, obviously. We're playing 2 environmental sciences because the life gain and getting the cards to draw more stuff can be really relevant. Necrotic Fumes, obviously really good in this deck. You can sacrifice a creature you don't really like to exile one of theirs. It is an exile and actually not a sacrifice, which is worse because you don't get like the leaves the battlefield effects, but it can still be relevant. Pest Summoning can be really relevant. Just get 2 1/1s to sack to stuff, gain some life, and then Inkling Summoning's Bannerman just in case you need them. So yeah, let's get some games in with the deck. Yeah, so this looks like a pretty solid hand. We could use some more land, but we can hopefully iTwitch will die and we can go get the environmental sciences. Although we just drew a land, so we're looking pretty good. Maybe could have played this for black that time. I think we just play iTwitch now. Yeah, we are doing the snow thing for Blood on the Snow, so I am playing 4 Faceless Haven in this deck. We don't have tons of crazy color requirements, so it's a little greedy, but I think it's worth it. It's also just something that survives Wrath effects, so, you can Wrath 1 turn, and then, you still have a creature in play, the next turn if you need. Okay, well, I guess we'll swing for 1. Yeah, playing up against another version of some blue-red spells deck. This is a pretty good deck. It might be one of the better decks right now. Smoldering Egg. Yeah, I'm just going to deadly dispute this iTwitch. Environmental Sciences, or do I want a Pest Summoning? Kind of want Environmental Sciences. Yeah, so now see, we can just play a land, and we can ramp up into Kaya. Kill the egg. Do that while he's tapped out, can't counter anything. This is probably a counter spell. The one that you can foretell for 2 and cast for 2. Saw it coming. So, just want to do that now while we can. Yeah, Dragon's Fire on Archaea. Not a huge deal. Let's play this for black, and then just play Merchant and Professor if we can. Let's get a Pest Summoning. We have a lot of things we can do with creatures. Like we can sacrifice them to Rite of Oblivion, or we got some options. We can sacrifice Oh, did he reveal Goldspan Dragon to Dragon's Fire? I don't think he needed to. Interesting. Would that have changed how I played? If I that? Probably. I probably would have played Faithful Absence, but It's okay. We can. Okay, well, let's go to land first. And then I think we Rite of Oblivion, the Goldspan Dragon, sacking the treasure. And then we swing. Gonna negate. And I want to do this in response, although I don't think it matters, actually. Yeah, and if this baits out the counter spell, oh, it does. Yo, we get Jawari Disruption. That's pretty cool. It's okay. He's running out of cards now, and we can always Blood on the Snow, get back something pretty big. We can Rite of Oblivion again, sacrificing the Professor. Yeah, I could be dead here. If he has another Goldspan Dragon, oh, deluge. 8, 10, that doesn't quite do it, but it gets him really close. We're probably going to need to Blood on the Snow next turn. If Deluge hits Power 15, we're pretty toast here. Deluge with Hour 15 is a really good combo. Okay, so he didn't. And now he doesn't have enough mana to do it again. Okay. Kind of nuts that he could cast Hour 50 and Deluge in the same turn last turn. Okay. So let's see. He probably hit a counterspell off of those. Which means if Blood on the Snow gets countered, we're not dead. But we're not in a great spot. So I think we attack first, and then I think we have two possible plays here. We either Rite of Oblivion the Goldspan Dragon, sacking the Professor, and then if he counters it, we do it again with Flashback. Or we just go for the Blood on the Snow. And I kind of want to go for the Blood on the Snow, because if this resolves, we're in really good shape. And if it doesn't, we're not dead. Whereas if we do the other one, we're kind of in bad shape no matter what. Yeah. And then we can get back... Ooh, do we get back Kaya, or do we get back Skullport Merchant? I think I want to get back Kaya. It's a little awkward with no creatures in play, but...
Time to focus. I've got a job to do.
I'm just going to plus. And now if he plays something other than Auron's Epiphany, I can just Kaya kill it next turn. Oh yeah, if he's just flashing back Deluge, I'm okay. This is going to be interesting though to see now, you know, we're both kind of in our generate late game value stage of our game. And it'll be interesting to see who can do more. I'm not convinced that it's okay, so let's play Skullport Merchant. Plus
Ghosting feels weird, right?
and then I think honestly, I mean I don't have an instant I really want to play anyway, so I'm just gonna play this one. And Kaya's getting pretty close to being able to ult. I mean he can ult next turn. And then essentially we can just cast Kaya no matter what happens to her. Which is pretty good. I don't know if it's good enough to... Ooh, okay. Treasure. Okay, this guy's pretty good. Yeah, 15. Yeah, so Kaya is probably not going to be living for very long. We'll see. But I might just Blood on the Snow again. Get back Kaya again. I'll get a 1-1 with it this time because of the Skullport Merchant. He's going to Deluge again. He might go for me here. I don't think it's a bad play. Oh, that would be dead. Oh, it exactly lethal. Brutal. Exactly what I thought. Okay, well. Good game. This deck can generate a lot of power out of nowhere with Alrund's Epiphany. Okay, let's get into a third game with this deck. Yeah, this deck only has like the 4 instant speed removal spells, so... Oh, this hand looks great. So you can get caught off at instant speed for sure. Okay, I'm going to play Eye Twitch here. Plan of playing Shambling Gas next turn. Ooh, Hunt for Specimen. I haven't seen this deck. Okay. Hasn't really played anything threatening. I'm just going to swing. He didn't cast Environmental Sciences when he could have last turn, so I'm assuming he's leaving up some kind of counter spell, or I mean not counter spell, like kill spell. But I'm okay with that. So I'll let these trade. Oh, he's going to sack it? Yeah, deadly speed. Funny. I'm planning on doing the same thing. It's really cool to me that Deadly Dispute, that shell is good enough to be played in Standard right now. Because it was a really fun draft archetype at least until... Ooh. This hit?
Come closer, little sister. The time is. My power
Okay,
is
so
for
let's
annihilation.
Deadly Dispute the Shambling Ghast. And let's kill one of the 1/1s.
I will get what I want.
And then... let's Eye Twitch swing it, see what he does. Yes, he can block. I get to learn.
Aren't I
I'm
generous?
gonna I have enough lands, so I think I'm just gonna get Pest Summoning. And then I'm gonna just kill this now. And sack the treasure.
I will not cry like a meek little
Play the Eye Twitch. Fast. I could put like a mascot exhibition in the sideboard for the learn. It's probably worth it for times like this where I don't really have tons of action. I would like something to do, but that could be the next version of the deck. Haven't gotten to really see the Meat Hook Massacre do work yet, but maybe we'll see it here if he plays something. Ran in 7. So this thing does have reach. It's gonna keep getting bigger. Yeah, I think I just have to Rite of Oblivion to kill the Ren in 7. Sack this. Turn. Get like a Necrotic Fumes. And then next turn I can Pest Summoning plus Necrotic Fumes to kill the 5/5, or you can try to wait an extra turn and play the Meat Hook Massacre on 7. Oh my god, he's another Ren in 7.
goes from root to canopy. The trees are mighty.
Yeah, okay. So let's pest something. Necrotic fumes, kill the Ren and 7, sack one of these. And then I'll chump, and next turn I'll meat hook for 5. And if he has a third Ren and 7, I don't know. Prosperous Innkeeper, not really sure what that's doing in this deck. I guess he has some lifeline stuff. Oh, I forgot that he could play a land, and then meat hook would be not big enough again. That actually makes that really tough. Okay, Kaya helps. Just have to Kaya,
Stand by as Innistrad
exile,
Brewing are
try not to die.
started.
Hopefully he goes after Kaya here. For the top 5 cards, you're going to put 2 permanents from mana away, 5 or less removal onto the battlefield. Okay. Ah, damn. Him hitting a land there, or putting a land there instead of like a creature is so bad for us. Binding, obviously, is what we have to do. Okay, I need to hit something to deal with this 7/7. Oh, yeah, he's playing the mascot. Okay, so I think we play Faceless Haven, and then we double. Oh, we can't double activate Faceless Haven. So I think our only way we live here is we meat hook Massacre for 1, and then Faceless Haven chump. Gain a little bit of life too, which is not a bad thing. We can actually Faceless Haven plus Chump and Deadly Dispute our own Faceless Haven, which is not bad. We just have to make sure we leave up black mana, because I don't know if the auto tapper will do that. And we're going to get 2 cards off Deadly Dispute plus another draw step. We have 6 more sweepers in this deck. We're not dead. We're not out of it. If he has an instant speed kill spell and he kills my Faceless Haven, then we're pretty bummed. But other than that, I think we're good. Meat hook Massacring for 0. Okay. Oh, I forgot he has a Faceless Haven, but I think we're going to gain a life off of... Oh, that's actually a really smart play. Because now, even though we would gain a life off of that, we lose a life again off of his. And we go to exactly 0. Dang. Okay, I want to play one more with this deck. Hopefully we can get a win. This deck has been pretty good in my testing, so I think we can get a win here. Okay. Get environmental sciences. I want to make sure we hit our land drops for Kaya. I haven't seen a true snow deck like this. Priest of the Haunted Edge. Okay, so I'm going to play this for black, and then play Eye Twitch because I want to leave up Deadly Dispute in case he tries to Professor my Eye Twitch. Probably my Professor, but And if he doesn't priest my professor, I'm probably just gonna deputy speed my eye twitch. And then I guess we get... all of these seem fine. I'm just gonna get past something. Kaya. Just gonna put a counter on the professor.
Ghosting feels weird, I know.
Now if the professor dies, we still have a 1-1 to block. He doesn't even have any attackers right now, so it's not super great. And if he plays anything of value, we can just Kaya it. Just gonna play Sciences. Should have played it before I played my land. But it's alright. Not a big mistake. Make some 1-1s. I guess so that when iTwitch dies, we get a 1-1.
You'll be fine.
And then next turn, we're under such... Oh, I shouldn't have attacked my professor. That was a mistake. I didn't even mean to do that. But it's okay. We get it back in hand. We get a 1-1. If he still has no real threats next turn, I'm probably just going to ult Kaya because it just guarantees that we essentially can not lose the whole game. And we're at 23, we're under like no pressure, so should be pretty good. We do, if he has like a haster here somehow, he can kill both my guys and then haste in. Non-took future opponent would die. So an ice counter instead. You may cast. Okay, so we do kind of want to kill that. Oh, so he can cast my eye twitch. That's kind of cool. Oh, we get it instead. What? Oh, I guess the two replacement effects go after each other. And I don't know why mine wins over his. Where's put into exile? So I guess if it's put into exile, it's still this still happens. Ah, okay, that's cool. It's an interaction I haven't seen before. So I kind of want to just ult Kaya, but yeah, actually, let's just ult Kaya.
You better watch your back
everything
from here on out.
So that we can cast her no matter what. And then we can Blood on the Snow to kill all creatures. And get Kaya back. Oh! I thought we had 4 Snowlands in play, but we only have 3, so looks like we're getting back something else. Get back on High Twitch. Whoops. That was a mistake. Oh yeah. Here we go. Kaya back.
If the job is wrong,
Exile is
I
Puppet
change
Stitcher.
the terms.
I actually think I had the old one. Kaya, but we got the win. Let's go. Okay, I got one more deck to show off for you guys. This one's a fun one. Here we go. Welcome to another deck tech. Another deck for the new Innistrad Midnight Hunt standard. This one is red-green werewolves. So we're playing a lot of the new cards in this deck. The big ones, so we got Tovolar, Dire Overlord, which is our werewolf lord. When any wolf or werewolf deals combat damage to a player, we draw a card. It's a 3 mana 3/3, and then it has this new daybound nightbound mechanic, which essentially means when it comes in, it's day, and then it switches between day and night, depending on whether or not you cast no spells or 2 spells on your turn. And at night, it becomes a 4/4 with the same deal combat damage ability. This also can just transform from you having enough wolves, which is kind of nice. And then it also has the Kessick Wolf Run ability, which is green-red X to give +X/+O and trample until end of turn to something. So this card's really sweet. Along with it, we've got its Hunt Master, Tovolar's Hunt Master, which is a 6 mana 6/6 that just makes 2 wolves when it comes into play. It's a werewolf. Also has Daybound, Nightbound, and on the back it's even better. It turns into a 7/7 that also makes 2 2/2s when you attack. So this guy is pretty nuts. We're playing the new Renin 7, which is a really powerful new green planeswalker. Lets you draw more lands, play any number of lands from your hand, which is really powerful, and then also just makes like an XX, which is equal to the number of land you control. And we're playing this new planeswalker, Arlen, the Pack's Hope, which comes in, immediately makes 2 2/2 wolves, and it also gives your stuff flash. It also has the Daybound, Nightbound thing, which is good. We're taking advantage of the Nightbound with Moonrager's Slash, which at night is just Lightning Bolt, and in the day it's a 3 mana Lightning Bolt. This is another new card that's really cool. And then the last new card that we're playing is Primal Adversary, which is a 3 mana 4/3 trample wolf. But you can also essentially has multi-kicker for 1 and a green, which puts 1/1 counters on it, and also turns your lands into 3/3 wolves with haste. So this is a really good way to finish out the game. If you draw it late, it can just, even if you have no board, you play this for 7 or 9 or something, and you just have tons of attacking creatures out of nowhere. And then there's another new card we're playing, Kessick Naturalist, which is a 2 mana 2/2 that when it attacks, you add red-green, so this can ramp you up to your 4s early, and then also has Daybound, Nightbound, and gives your other werewolves and werewolves +1/+1 when it's night. So we're really hoping to get to this deck to be night, because all of our cards are just better at night. On top of that, we're playing 4 Rangers class, so this actually makes a wolf, and then it's just a really solid card, really good value, and being a wolf is relevant. And Werewolf Pack Leader, another werewolf, actually, makes sense from the name, but you can draw some cards, you get some pack tactics going, and then for removal, our creatures are pretty big, so we're playing Blizzard Brawl plus we're playing a ton of these snow-covered lands to hopefully make this tick. We need a lot of our mana, so I am playing these 4 Timbercrown Pathways Crags. Actually, I think I'm not going to play the Den, because I do like having more snow-covered lands for Blizzard Brawl. But yes, we're playing 24 lands in total. This deck needs mana, so that makes sense. And then also, I think the last card here I didn't mention, Goldspan Dragon, just great card in the format. I mean, you're playing red-green, kind of a mid-rangey style. It's just great. It makes treasure tokens. We can play another 2-drop off of it. So let's get into it. I think it's a keepable hand. It's a little bit slow, but we have a 2-drop to play. You really want a 2-drop to play in this deck. We have a lot of them. We have 12 of them. We would love to have a 3-drop here as well. We're also playing a lot of those, but we can Arlen if we need to, or we can slash if we need to. We can tick up the Ranger class. We got some options. I maybe should have played the Snow-Covered Forest there in case we drop Blizzard Brawl. I don't know. I think I'm just going to start making my thing a 3/3. instead of... I don't really want to use a removal spell on Professor as well. Because now he's going to feel a lot of pressure to kill this creature, this thing. And we're also going to play Arlen next turn. So 4/4. Okay, so now it comes in, becomes day.
Humans and
We're going to make
werewolves.
2/2/2 wolves, and then
Delicate balance.
on each turn, if a player doesn't cast any spells on their own turn, it flips to night. So if he doesn't play anything on this turn, it'll become night. And this flips into a Arlen the Mune's Fury, which is also a really cool planeswalker. So he kind of has to play something. But even if he does, kind of fine with that. We can not cast anything on our turn, give our things flash with its +1, and then flip it, and we still give our things have flash. So a lot of cool ways to play with this card. Okay, environmental sciences into environmental sciences. Wow. Okay, so yeah, so we're just gonna plus this,
Patience,
and
my
then
hero.
we're gonna swing with everything. Spread out the counters a little bit. Using the chunk. And then now we can flash in these guys on this turn, and we still get to turn this into the Moon's Fury. Yeah, so you discard, but I think we still have lethal actually. Flash in this, flash in this, and turn this into 5/5. Yeah, and that's more than enough to do it. This deck is really fun to play. Okay, let's get one more game in. Or probably two, actually. No green mana thinks that means I think we have to mulligan this. Oh, this hand is really bad, but I think we have to keep it and just hope we draw lands. No 2-drop means we don't have anything we can play. Yeah, well, now we have to hit a land. If we hit a 2-drop, it's not the end of the world, but I really need to hit a land. Oh, I was about to say unless we hit Werewolf Pack Leader because it needs double green, and then we hit it. Well, that's magic for you, right? Okay. Slowly getting there. Black, red. Oh, wow. It's kind of a cool card. I think we might just want to slash it, to be honest. I'd love to make it night, and I could just cast these as lightning bolts, but I don't have a great way of doing that. So I think I'm just going to slash this, stem the bleeding a little bit. You could very easily have the deal 3, the Snow Shock, that deals 3 if he has 3 snow lands. And then if we play this, we're kind of out of luck. It's another one. If we had a land here. If we had a land, we could have played Arlen, just made a couple 2/2s. As is, I think we just play the adversary. See if he has removal. Frostbite is the card I was thinking of before. Yep, and there it is. So we might be dead. A little too slow. Yeah. Well, it was a good game. Yeah. Gotta hit your lands on time with this deck for sure. You want to be the aggressor. You don't want to be on your heels with werewolves. I mean, it's a pretty classic midrange deck where essentially every card you're playing is just such a powerful individual threat. You need it to be... You need it to snowball into your late game creatures and run them out of answers. Okay, well now we're getting flooded, but I think we keep this. If we draw any of our 12 2-drops, we're in really good shape because we go 2, 3, 4. And even if we don't, okay. Tovolar. I think it's better to hold Tovolar and play it when you already have something in play that's going to deal damage. Yeah, it's a little annoying we didn't hit any 2-drops, but... Okay, he's playing a snow deck. Block, discard a card, and then it turns into a 2-1. Oh, so he has made it night, which means this comes in as a 4-4. I don't have to play that. Yeah, so your opponent can also... Oh, now it's day because he played 2 things. So I think we just play this. Does this make it day? For sure. It does. I don't think it makes it day. I think it comes in as the Moon's Fury. If it's night. Here, he can counter non-creature spells with this, so you probably don't want to play Arlen next turn. Now it's night, though. Okay, so I'm gonna play... Oh, I should have played a mountain, because then I could have played last year. That was definitely a mistake. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna swing here. If he wants to trade 2 things for it, I'm kind of mad at that. Yeah, I didn't think he would. Okay, if he casts 2 things, it goes back to daytime. I think if it's day, we cast Arlen, and if it's night, we cast Tovolar. So let's see. Because we kind of want to Arlen and make 2 wolves. We want to build out our board presence. Like, it's obviously cool as the backside, but it's better the backside once you've already made the wolves. We don't have anything else to run into. Although I guess we could backside of Arlen plus kind of like that. It's night. So it's still night. We could do this plus this, draw a card. Or we could just play this, draw a card, and then leave up slash. I kind of like that. Because I really want to be able to slash. Because I don't want to die. So he has a removal spell, so it should stay night because I did not cast 2 spells. If he tries to make this into a 4/4, I'm going to slash. And now it actually goes back to day because I had to slash, but I think that's fine. The whole day-night thing is a little tricky. I think you can't really try too hard to keep it day or night. Like, you have to just, you know, cast the spells you have to cast sometimes, but it does kind of add an interesting dynamic, because it's also something you and your opponent both have control over. You know, like, if he really cared about it being day, he could cast 2 spells this turn on purpose, you know. Yeah, him having a day-bound, night-bound card too is kind of interesting. Definitely adds to the dynamic. Okay, he's just playing Geist. I think I'm also okay with that. Okay, so now it's day. So I'm going to swing, and then I think I'm just going to play Arlen. Does he not realize this has trample? Appears he does not. Okay, so we get to draw 2. Ooh, and we also can Ranger's Class. Do that.
Feel your hair standing on end? Our hunt draws near.
And now he can swing for 3. I cast 2 spells, so it's going to become... Oh no, it stays as day. Unless I got some more spells. Okay, he gets to draw 2. I'm fine with that. So this is going to hit for 1. This is going to hit me for 2. I don't know why he didn't sack this to counter the Arlen. I think that would have been a better play. Or the Ranger's Class. Either one. Yeah, what could he hit? Mono white snow. Kind of dirtle. I don't really know what this deck is, but I really like that there's so much deck diversity right now. Oh, Delver. Interesting. So it's also a Delver deck. So he played 2 things, so it transformed to Knight, which means this can become a 0/0 haste. We can level this up. And yep, that's GG. Okay, so I'm glad I could show off this deck. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know how good it is yet, but it's definitely competitive. I mean, it's a really fun deck too. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining me for these deck techs for this new standard format. I really like it. I think it's a good time. And I'll hopefully be doing some drafting soon too, so stay tuned for that.